Good. There's a bunch of newbies here. I don't know who a lot of y'all are here. All right. Yeah, should we go around the room?
Microphone up there close to him.
Let's start here. Who are you? All right. Well, we're excited to get going. First of all, just before you ask, just guys that are out or limited or whatever. Cole Renfro is still rehabbing his knee. He got hurt back during the season. Hugel, he's doing great, but he's still out right now, but doing great, rehabbing his knee. James Edwards is the young man that got hurt. Y'all may remember during pregame, one of the games. It was a bad deal over on the side, but he's recovering well. He's 17 weeks out right now. Alex Dalton will walk on safety, who also tore his ACL in a game last season. He's out, and then Braden Galloway, freshman who just got here, who had the screw put in his foot. So he's hopefully with Braden, he'll be able to do some stuff after we get back from break. So we'll see how it goes. He's doing well. Richard Yergin and Dexter Lawrence will both be in green, what we call green, all spring. So they'll do all their position work. They'll do all their team separate type of stuff, but we'll hold them out of all competitive work. Both of them doing well, but that's how we'll handle them. And then Zach Giella, right now, he's 10 weeks post-surgery and is doing well. And same thing, hopefully he'll be able to do something before the spring is out. But he'll be in green as well today, which means, again, no contact. Everybody else will be back and ready to go. But for us, spring practice is always a day of enthusiasm. Everybody's excited to get back going, and coaches are no different. We're tired of studying ourselves. We've put a lot of time, a lot of work in our quality control, our self-study, talking to other people, studying other people. We'll continue that all through spring and post-spring and into the summer in areas that we need to improve as coaches. But a lot of good things. Obviously, you're a playoff team. There's a lot of good things when you study yourself, but a lot of areas that we can improve. A lot of things that we set out to do last year, I thought we accomplished. So we've got some things that we can build on there, but definitely several areas that we've got to make some strides. But spring ball is about starting over. It's about the details of your position. It's about the details of the system, offensively, defensively, kicking game, and just the fundamentals and techniques that apply to everything. So a lot of work on Clemson all spring. That's really what it's all about. And trying to get the people in the right place, trying to evaluate. We got some new pieces here with 9 mid-years, and then we've got guys that redshirted last year that now are in a different role. We've got guys that were backups that now have more opportunities. We've got guys that last year at this time really didn't have any experience that now they do. So there's just it's a different dynamic and a lot to start over with. But looking forward to it. We get 15 practices. Today's just day one, but the guys are eager. They're eager to get out there and get going. And this is obviously a team that is very veteran-led. Last year at this time, we were sitting there with 6 scholarship seniors. This team, with our walk-ons, we got like 29 or 30 seniors, and 21 on scholarship, counting Clee in that number. He's going to graduate in December, so I don't think he's going to come back for another one, but he'll have that option. But anyway, we got a great veteran-led team, a lot of good leadership at every single position, and so that's exciting as a coach. Our starting point this year is a lot different than it was last year as a team. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Last year we didn't have a punter. We had new snappers. We had a lot of transition. This year we got most of our pieces are back. So it's going to be a fun group. We got a lot of bodies to work. So there's going to be a lot of competition. We're going to try to get. I think it's important to give everybody an opportunity to compete. Give everybody an opportunity to demonstrate that they have ownership of their position, to demonstrate that they can that they can go and get the job done. So that's what we try to do in spring. We've got 4 quarterbacks, and we're going to try to make sure all 4 of those guys get a ton of reps and go from there. But excited about it, ready to go, and it's just day one. See where we got to go from there.
Is it possible that this is the most depth you've ever had at Clemson?
It's possible. I hope at the end of spring, that's one of our objectives, is to come out of it. And we've got a lot of talent, but I want to come out of spring feeling like that it's functional talent and guys that can go play. And so we have a chance to put it together that way. We've had years where we were, one side of the ball was very veteran-led, and the other side we got to bring these guys along. And this is one of those years where I really feel like that we've got the type of leadership at every position and the type of experience at each position on both sides and in the kicking game. So that's a good place to start.
Dabo, do you have to approach this team any different because they are so experienced?
No, I mean, other than we can just, I think you can coach them hard right out of the gate because they know. I mean, they know what it takes. They know what to expect. So I think you can really, as a coach, that's fun. I mean, you're just, like I said, your starting point with a lot of these guys is just in a different space, a different spot. But at the same time, you got other guys, you literally have to go right where they are and bring them along. And I think one of the best things that is woven into the culture of our program, probably one of the reasons we've been so consistent, is just the pride that our veterans take in nurturing the young guys and teaching, hey, this is how we practice. This is, teaching the position, teaching the concept, but also the core values of who we are. Hey, that ain't how we do things here. And so that's a great position to be in as a coach too, because it's like you got a lot of guys helping get the message the way it needs to be. And just again, because you have to start over every year, and to me anyway, and really reinstall the who, what, where, when, why, and for a lot of these guys, for those veteran guys, okay, they know what to do. They know how to do it, but I think you take another step forward as a player when you really know why, when you really understand why it's important that you do your job this way, on this play, with this technique, and how it impacts the overall call. So I think we got a lot of guys that are at that point. We got a bunch of guys too that are just learning what to do, and that's all they can handle on their plate right now. And then they got to figure out how to do it. And then hopefully we'll get there. So it's a good mix, but I definitely think this is as deep a team as we've had at a starting point. But hopefully we'll have the depth the way we want it when it's all said and done.
Assess the talent in the quarterback room and the opportunities that Trevor's going to have specifically.
Same opportunity everybody else has. Come to practice, put in the work, go. Everything counts. Best guy plays. Just get in line and go to work. That's it. They all got the same opportunity. I think we got 4 special players, 4 talented guys. We got a quarterback who's led us to this time last year. I mean, what did he play? 80 snaps maybe in his career. 100. There you go. And he took us. We didn't luck up winning the ACC. I mean, we did a lot. We beat some good teams, and he was a big part of it. So you got a proven guy that's led your team to a playoff. 3rd year in a row. He's led your team to an ACC championship. He's an unbelievable leader. He's just a great young man and very committed. So you got that guy who if he's the best guy, it ought to be obvious. I mean, that's where we are. That's where you start day one. And you got another guy in Hunter Johnson that really came on. Mentally took him a little while to really get the mental part caught up with the physical part. Very gifted, talented young player that's incredibly committed, focused, same thing, excellent leader, just who's made big strides. So you got him, I think, and then you got Chase Bryce, who's he's just kind of a gunslinger, man. I mean, he's a winner, incredible job on the scout team last year. He's tough. He's savvy. He's got excellent arm, great instincts for the game. Again, he's been a big-time winner his whole life. And then you got Trevor, who just showed up, who's, obviously got every tool you could possibly want in a quarterback. He's got unbelievable arm talent, size, can run. He's had great experience. He's an awesome winner. So that's what we got. So we're going to choose from the best of the best. And as a coach, that beats choosing from the best of the bad any day of the week. So it is what it is. We got a lot of great competition, and they're going to make each other better. But they all understand somebody's got to run out there first. And we got a starting point, and it's Kelly's job to continue to be the best guy every day, just like it's Mitch Hyatt's job to prove he's the best left tackle. It's Christian Wilkins' job to prove he's the best D tackle. We just kind of start there, but he's still got to go prove that every single day. And that's what the great ones do. So it'll all work itself out. Competition's a great thing. But all of those guys can win. All of them have bright futures, and it'll be fun to watch it all develop.
Are there positions where you kind of have some question marks and you're looking for guys to step up this year?
Question marks? Not really. I'm looking for, DeAndre and T take another step. I really don't have any questions about them. I know exactly who they are. I think they're right on schedule to be great players, but I want to see them take that step. Amari, Cornell, same thing. It's time for Cornell to kind of take the governor off a little bit and really cut it loose, like I know he's capable of. And Amari, he really, man, he made great strides last year, and so we'll see those guys assert themselves a little bit more and assume different roles, but I'm not really concerned, and I don't really have any questions about them. I just want to see them go do it. We obviously got to replace Hearn, but I think we got the answers. We're fortunate that we've been able to play a lot of guys. So we got a lot of guys that are coming back. John Simpson stepping in there. We'll probably start off with Pollard in there at right guard and try to get our best 5 on the field right out of the gate. Is it best to have Pollard in there? Is it best to move Gage over? Is Bachhorst going to beat somebody out? Is Ankrum go? Is it Pollard stay? We got a lot of things a lot of moving parts, but we got the answers. So I'm confident in that. I'm not really concerned. I just want to get the guys in the right spot to give us the best chance.
Is Garrett Williams 100% now?
Garrett's back. Yeah, Garrett is ready to go. He's had a great all season, and he's gonna make a difference for us. He brings a mindset that's hard to coach. So I'm really glad to get him back. We got him back for 2 years. So we got a red shirt out of it.
Dabo, can you shed some light on Dexter and what the issue is there?
Just as the healing of his ankle and foot and all that stuff, and just kind of getting his full range of motion back. He was never really able to fully get everything 100% last year, and then he rolled it again. He got, I can't remember.
Georgia Tech.
Was it Georgia Tech or NC State? He got, cut a couple times, and he just never really got 100%. And he was, he's coming off of the surgery there, and so just really trying to be cautious with him, because he's the best he's been since probably his freshman year right now. And just try not to have any setbacks, and because he's made great strides. He's running well. He looks good, and he feels good. And just like I said, just getting it back totally 100%, so he can really go into the off season with great confidence.
Coach, after the first Alabama loss a couple years ago, you talked about how engaged the team was from day one. Have you seen a similar response from this team? Oh yeah. These guys,
like I said, when you've got the amount of guys coming back that are similar to that year, that year coming back in 16, we had about everybody back. We had some gaps on defense that year. This team's a little different than that team, but there's no question the type of people, the type of leadership that we had on that team, we got on this team. that's for sure. So they've been locked in. We've had a great spring's coming early. You know, we usually start this week, this first week of March. Just so happens it fell on the 28th, but they've worked really hard in the weight room. We had, I think, 6 days of early morning mats, and the guys grinded through that, did a nice job. So, you know, all the things as a coach that you look for are in place.
When these guys take the field, Dabo, when you look out there for the first time and see Christian, see Austin, and see Cleveland back, will you shake your head at all to yourself, kind of in a little bit of disbelief, or even the good fortune that not one or two, but all three of those guys came back?
I probably did that the first mat drill, you know, or maybe the first team meeting when they were in there. So just really glad to have those guys back. I mean, they're great players, but they're great leaders. I mean, you know, Austin and Clee and Christian Wilkins, I mean, those guys, they've got huge futures without football. I mean, they're just strong men that you know, they're not afraid to speak up. They're not afraid to share their thoughts, their opinions. They love to lead. They love to you know, hold their teammates accountable, and they hold themselves to an incredibly high standard. So it just makes my job a lot easier. So I'm excited that they're back and happy for them. You know, I mean, those guys, they're back. I mean, they got what, 11 months. You know, and it's all over. 11 months, this is done, and they're back with a purpose. You know, they want to personally improve their draft stock. That's something it's one of the main reasons they came back. Cleveland wants to graduate, and Austin wants to finish up, which they're going to do. Christian's already graduated, and he's a substitute teacher. If you can believe that. He's going to schools all over. He's not doing a student. He's done. He graduated, so he's just making some money on the side. I think they pay $80 a day or something like that. So. How about you show up to school and you got Christian Wilkins as your substitute teacher? I think he was at Walhalla the other day. How about that? I mean, that's the kind of guy he is. You know, he's just always looking for a way to get better. And but they came back. You know, they want to improve their draft stock, and there's no question they want to have the best possible season. You know, they all know that they've got a chance to do something special. This senior class now, and the achievables that they have a chance to achieve, as Tim says, is off the charts.
To try to replace what Dorian was able to do with you guys last year, is that going to be, are you going to try out different personnel?
We are. We're going to look at a lot of guys. Dorian he's a big loss. He's a really, really good player, very productive. But obviously Jalen's back, and Jalen's a different type of player. He's very good in certain situations, and you know, a little limited in other situations. Whereas Dorian was kind of an every down guy, which is very unique at that position. We think Isaiah Simmons could be a guy. He's a guy that has unbelievable athleticism and speed, and he's got the physicality. He's a great blitzer. He can cover, something he needs to improve on this spring, but he can cover. He made some great plays on the ball last year, latter part of the season. We feel good about him back there at safety too, but he's a guy that could be one of those every down type of guys at that nickel position. Dalen Spector is another kid that has really turned some heads around here this past year, you know, within the coaching staff. You know, very instinctive player, so he'll be a guy that'll get a look. We'll probably look at Mike Jones out there as well. So we got a bunch of guys, and then you know, we'll see how it goes, and you know, we can always. Our true nickel, our true dime personnel packages, you know, we've got guys that we can put in there like we used to do with Ryan Carter. Kayvon's played there. We'd like to keep Kayvon on the back end, but we'll see. But we do have a lot of people we need to look into.
Coach, the 9 mid-years, that ties the most that you've had. Maybe you'll even exceed that next year with a bigger class.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be more the norm going forward, and how much does that give you an advantage, not only just for those guys playing as freshmen, but going forward, you know, as they redshirt and go into their sophomore years?
Well, unless they change a rule or something, I think it will be the norm going forward, just because, you know, everybody knows everything about everybody these days. And I think a lot of guys, they set themselves on that track because that's what they want to do. They like, you know what, I want to go in, I want to give myself the best chance to play as a freshman or whatever it may be, or I want to get ahead in school because I want to, graduate or maybe get a master's, whatever it may be, whatever their reasoning is. And so I definitely think that the type of students that we're recruiting, that'll be more the norm than the exception. I'd be surprised if we have a year that comes by where we don't have mid-years. I know some years maybe more than others, maybe we had 3 or 4 last year. But yeah, this will be a big class. We'll sign a full group. And so I would imagine we'll have probably at least as many as we have this year.
What have been some of the early returns with those mid-years just from their all-in drills?
Just transition, I think just as my experience with all of them, they don't all play. I would say, I don't know, we'd have to go back and track it, but probably the majority of them have played, if I had to guess. But we've got several guys that haven't, that have come in, but even still, just the transition, because it's very hard. I mean, these guys, they are grinding. I mean, it's early workouts, it's class, it's tutors, it's study hall, it's practice. I mean, there's just a lot that's demanding of these guys, and so that's hard. And so now you take away having to actually play games too, and then you get into spring ball and you don't practice every day. I just think the transition is a little smoother for a lot of those guys. Without the pressure of the season on top of you, and just the opportunity to maybe learn the system a little bit slower than just showing up in August and it's just and here it comes. You got a little slower installation schedule, just by the nature of spring. So I think that has been beneficial, and then just the development physically. I mean, look at Deshaun. Deshaun came in here, he's 180 when he got here in January. In August, he was 200. So the strength conditioning, the nutrition, just all those, being able to tap into all those resources that are available to these guys, I think has really helped the majority of them. So and then just like I said, learning the system. So then when they do get into the summer and they go through the installation again in the summer, they pick up a little bit more, and then again in fall camp. So I think it's been a real positive for us.
There been any other transfers since signing day?
No, nothing I know of. I think everybody's here.
Logan Rudolph, Dabo, is he?
Yeah, he's been cleared to go, and so I'm anxious to see him, and I'm sure he's nervous, but because he's got to, at some point you got to go cut loose, but he's been released and all that stuff, so we'll see how he does. But he's worked really hard too. Looks great. He'll probably the rest of his career probably play in some type of restrictor on his shoulder, at least while he's in college. We'll see. But he's good to go.
Jurgen, he should be back
Yeah,
for the fall, you think?
Yeah. We expect him to be ready to go, but he's going to be in green, and he'll do everything, but he won't scrimmage or do any live tackling or anything like that. So, but he'll put helmet on, shoulder pads, and start that process back for him.
All good?
Thank you.
Start practice at 4:10.